a guy that I'm a big fan of, and I know all of us here are fans of, is Mike Evans.
Yeah.
He's been as consistently great as any receiver that there's ever been, year after year after year after year. What do you kind of contribute that consistency that he has to? Because he's had some great quarterbacks, and then he's had some not so great quarterbacks, and yet year after year, you know, unless injury hit like this year, you knew what you were going to get out of Mike each and every year, and it just never falters.
Right. Well, he had Jameis, he had Mike Glennon, I think, at the very beginning. You know, he's had Tom Brady then, and now he's got Baker.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Mike, and love Mike to death. He's probably the best offensive player we've ever had in team history. And I don't think I'm saying that lightly. In fact, the 50 greatest Bucks, he finished above me at number 4. So
who's counting? I mean,
who's counting? I'm not paying attention. He's bigger, and just being around this team for all of his years, obviously, he's bigger, faster, and more competitive than you think. And I think people that don't really know Mike, and sometimes you get lost down here in Tampa. It's a middle-sized market. And, other than our Super Bowl year, prior to his Super Bowl year, people just didn't really pay attention to what he was doing. But we've seen it. I mean, he's a different type of receiver because he's big. You don't think he can run. I can't tell you how many times I've seen takeoffs go by corners, and they're just like, oh damn, this dude can run. He can really run. But I think what really separates him is his willingness to play through anything. He's had this chronic hamstring deal. Like it's every year. Like usually we're in training camp and you're like, oh, there goes Mike's hamstring. He's going to miss a couple of days or a couple of weeks. And he always comes back from it. Like he's the type of guy that loves to power through his adversity, his own adversity. And I think we just forget sometimes how immensely talented you have to be to do that. And he just is. He's fun to watch, and he's a great ambassador in our community. So everybody loves him. He'll be fine. If he plays tonight, it'll be really good for this team, especially if Emeka doesn't play. Emeka's injury, by the way, last week, I was watching it on the film. I never saw it grab. I never saw him reach for the back of his hamstring. So the fact that he might play probably means that it just got tight at some point, and they decide, out of the abundance of caution, that this sensation shouldn't keep going. We should try to make sure he's available since we don't have any other receivers active. So hopefully they both get a chance to play. But Emeka and Mike Evans in the same lineup, that's tough to deal with for any defense, especially one that's missing 4 secondary players, I think, right?
Yeah.
Detroit tonight.
When I think of Mike Evans, I just will never forget the victory lap that he basically took last year when he finally tied the record with Jerry Rice, 11th straight season with 1,000 yards receiving. And he was so excited, but he was also just so fired up. And that was just such a cool moment. And I'll never forget the look on his face. So he's so consistent. He has been for so long, to TJ's point, and no matter who the quarterback is, Mike Evans has always been the one to show up. And now you got Egbuka too. What? Come on. He's been so dominant this year. But in general, when the Bucks play the Lions, do you get a little nostalgic because of your past performance against them? And that game, what was it? 2008-ish, around then?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. There was, what year was it? I think it was 2008. I think you're right. I mean, obviously I played in the NFC Central before it became the North. So I came into the league playing against the Lions, Vikings, Packers. So I've got a lot of history. I played against Barry Sanders twice a year. That was fun. That was awesome.
I'm sure.
But yeah, there was a point in my career. I presume you're talking about the point in my career, Colleen, where it was almost towards the end, and then I had there was a thought that I was going to get replaced in Tampa by some younger corners, and I hadn't really done anything that year, and I was set to get benched that day, prior to this game in Detroit.
No way.
And ultimately Monty decided not to do it. Let Ronde go out there and play. He's been doing this forever for us. Ended up with two interceptions and a touchdown. And I played 4 more years after that. And the thought of me not me being on the field was gone.
That is okay. Wow. Talk about playing under pressure and with a deadline. We were talking earlier about the Broncos just saving themselves for the fourth quarter.
Oh, God.
This is your version of that. Oh, you want to bench me? Hold on a second. Wait, I got a little something for you. That is awesome. Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah. That's part of my Hall of Fame story, Colleen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always
it really
dealing with
is.
adversity.
Yeah. What was it like going up against Barry Sanders?
Oh, not good. Not good.
What did that feel like?
Right. They have these old posters that they had around the building back at old One Buck. And it's me and Barry Sanders kind of in the hole. I'm kind of going up to tackle him. And I know for a fact, it looks like I probably would have got him on the ground, but I know for a fact that he ran right by me. But it's a really cool, it's kind of like that. I'm almost touching him. And it's oh, did you tackle Barry right here? No, I didn't even get close to him. It's
just the air behind him.
Fortunately for me, I only played against him 1 year because in 97 when I got drafted, I didn't play much. But in 98, I played both times we played Detroit, and he retired the next year. So I didn't have to deal with him much, but the few times that I did was not always great.
A real treat.
Yes. Yeah. That's what you call a treat.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.